All right, here we are. Show number 19 of Into the Cubieverse. And we are live.
Cubieverse is a GPS-based game where you walk to get keys, use keys to open trivia vaults, answer trivia to earn rewards, and use those rewards to enhance your in-game experience or convert them to real-life rewards. Thank you for joining us tonight, and get ready as we take you into the Cubieverse. Lionheart, how would you introduce our guest and tell us a little bit about your week?
Hey everyone, happy to be here tonight. We got our good friend DZ from the Berg on. He's part of the Pittsburgh local, and it's been a great friend of mine since I started playing back in Coin Hunt World. He's a huge traveler, huge explorer, Cubie hunter. I think he ranks number 2 in the world for cubies. Anything about this game, I have a question, I ask him. He's super friendly and knowledgeable. You may have seen him in Discord or bumped into him on the Facebook group, as he is one of the moderators of the main group. So thanks for joining us tonight, DZ. And I'm sure you're a big fan of the show. You watch us a lot. We do our week in the Cubieverse, so we'll just start off and make our rounds, and I'll go first. So this week was actually pretty stellar. Last week, it was beginning of the month. It takes me a little bit to get into it, but this week I hit the ground running. I had 2 back-to-black blue jackpots, so that green key and 320 Cubie coins each was pretty nice. Like, it was just bang, bang. Like I was hoping for a hat trick there. So with that, I had some extra Cubie coins kicking around, bought some UK stamps. They were on the cheap. I think I got 5 for 15,000. I had 2 buddy quests this week with Chief and Twizzleted, and did some upgrading above to above, and shifted my focus to collecting as much resin as possible, because I realized Domino's exports, you need a level 5 structure in order to get the gift cards out. So I had no idea about that. And there's actually quite a bit of resin that's required. So I imagine whenever Timmy's comes, we're going to have to do some upgrading.
Oh, for sure.
Level 5 structure. How many stamps you need to push up to a level 5 structure?
That one I didn't check. DZ, do you have an answer on that?
It's still building it. You shouldn't need any more stamps. It should be just resin and chromatic paint to level up the structure.
Oh, right. But I guess for building.
Yeah, it should be a 3 stamp structure.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, when you said that, I was thinking there might be an additional add-on you had to build to get it up to export. But
I have no idea.
Like leveling up your green user vault. Got to get it up to level 5 for your Dominoes.
Gotcha.
Sweet.
All right.
Cool.
Good to know.
Well, how about yourself, Mad Dragon? How was your week in the Cubieverse?
Mine was not stellar. Mine was very slow. I was really just local this week. So just hitting vaults, a green vault every day, 4 blues every day. That's basically all I got here, plus a bunch of the white vaults. I didn't have Buddy Quest. My first time in.
No, really?
I can't remember the last time I went a week without a Buddy Quest. So it was fun, but one did spawn tonight just before showtime. So under Zenith, if you're watching, we have Buddy Quest. I'd like to get it done tonight. I found where mine is, so we can do it. But I still maintained a bunch of walking goals and was hitting my adventure road tasks every day. So as much as I could. Can't print a master chef or a sushi chef or anything, and since when is it the print in that peach or whatever it is a middle target? How many people were in Scottsdale?
I think there's 46 or so. Plus anybody that showed up after.
So they want me to print a peach as my medium daily adventure? Come on.
It's a rare cube, so it's going to stay in the middle.
Yeah.
I guess so.
There's not very many of them yet. Eventually, it'll make sense for it to be a middle one. It makes sense. Just it's disappointing when you can't do it, but that gives you the incentive to go out and buy one or earn one in the city event.
Yeah.
So
to get your money over to Toronto.
As much as it bothers me, I also love it because it's motivation to buy things, grow the game, do more and more every time, and that's what I love about the game. It's always encouraging growth and other stuff. I'm lost the word at the moment. Atrocities, how was your week?
Well, I was just going to comment to you to say, hey, maybe you might be getting low on buddies, which is why you're lacking the number of buddy quests, because obviously your buddies got to line up on their cycle with you, right?
Yeah.
So you may want
Yeah,
to.
all my buddies like could be busy right now, but if anybody wants to add me, Magic Dragons, MGIC, DRGN, add me. That way I'll know you're active and we can get these buddy quests done. Thanks for that, Atrocities. Good reminder.
And likewise, I
Mhm.
mean, people need to also check your buddies and get rid of the ones that are inactive or
Yep,
whatnot. Always remember to check that list, right? So,
that's
um,
right.
because I got two buddies this week. I think it was a little slow last week or so, because I find when you travel and you disable your buddy quest, it takes a while to get one popping up. But
Mm.
I had two come in, both really quick, fast buddy quests, which I love. In fact, I had one where, shockingly, someone actually messaged me first, which doesn't normally
Hey,
happen. So,
That happened to
so
me. I got the message before I even knew I had one.
oh,
yeah, that's
nice.
always nice when that happens, right? Because you're usually the other way.
Yeah,
Other than that, I got my watermelon QB from the event up to level 10, so I was able to slide him into a trade shack. So hoping to pop some apples out of that on a semi-frequent basis. Um, my
good strategy.
trade tracks this month, or this week, uh, was not as successful as I was previous week, but I still felt I had decent RNG on a bunch of those. So that was good. Um,
Sounds like you're back at the beginning. I remember when you just swore off trade shacks for a week.
right?
Like, these are silly.
Well,
Uh,
and to your point, that does remind me, I did get 1,000 key cards from one of my wife's trade shacks.
Right.
So
nice.
that was a positive for the week.
That is one thing I'm looking for in some bones. I need some bones
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
key cards.
Yeah, I popped a bunch of bones recently, I believe. Um, out of the game, right? Someone had, I think there's a couple here in London that bones are a good probability to get. So for
Nice.
sure. And there's also been some building in the area, not my own building. So through a bunch of QBs in there, QB builders to help those out. Um,
Oh yeah, about that. Sorry to interrupt. I had someone from the London area. They were popping by, and I had just upgraded one of my bubs, and Stale had popped in some builders. So thanks to the
yeah,
London crew for swinging through.
nice. And I think I popped in both of his builds, so getting some
Cool.
points that way.
Cool.
So, how about you, DZ? Before we get into find more about you, how was your week in the Cubieverse?
Not too active. What did I get? Nothing on the trade chats the last time. One buddy quest, got it done first day. They messaged me while I was at work, got it done right after, no problem. Uh, yeah, just kind of taking it easy this week.
Right
Nice.
on.
I just see
We
in
all
the
have the
comments here, Manel says he's just reached level 10 on his third melon. So uh,
Wow.
very clearly, I've been slacking off. I thought I was doing good, but yeah,
I have level 10 on my one, and I'm
right.
rotating him. Try to do that a couple more weeks,
Yeah.
get a few more drops out of him, and I'll be happy.
Mhm.
Then he'll stay in one.
I was
yeah.
doing that initially on the trade shacks with the rotation, but the way they've put the delays in and whatnot, I found it just too much of a pain to do that these days. The swap, to keep rotating it one through. So how are you making that work for you? Or your trade shacks close enough that it doesn't matter?
Yeah, they're pretty close. So I'll hit the first one with it, swap it, do my loop of my sons and my daughter-in-laws and some vaults in the area. It's back at my headquarters in time, cross the bridge, grab it, put it in the second one, and then overnight I'll do it for the next morning. I'll have it
Nice.
back.
Okay, so
Right on.
you're not doing the same day because yeah, I like to do all my trade checks same run. So That
Yeah,
is
I'm just
probably a good way to do it.
till the morning. It's still in the same 24-hour like reset period, but
Right.
yeah, in the morning.
Okay,
That's a pretty
Right,
good
yeah.
strategy.
That's a
that's
good
good. So I
strategy,
like that idea.
definitely.
Because yeah, even if you had a day and you wanted to hit the same QB a couple times, just go
Yeah.
out, hit your trade shack, wait for it to come back, go pop another trade shack, wait for it to come back. So yeah, I never even thought about doing that because all three of my trade shacks, like I can see from my headquarters.
Oh, nice.
Oh wow, yeah.
Yeah.
I have to
Yeah.
cross a bridge.
Right on. Well, that's a great lead up into telling us about yourself because I did a little bit of an intro there. So why don't you tell us about yourself a little bit more, DZ? You do some moderating on the Facebook group. I know you've been to I think every monument quest, volcano stuff. Why don't you go ahead and I'm talking for you and stuff.
Yeah, so my buddy got me into it. He found the game at Point Hunt World. Started playing. Uh, yeah, didn't plan on doing anything with the QBs. He kept jacking me about having the blue QB still, and finally I started printing and got addicted to them and been down the rabbit hole on that. Have
Yeah.
208 different unique ones now.
Wow.
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 13. Uh,
So
I never even thought there's
what
that
cubies
many
are
of
you missing?
these.
both legendaries. Vampire.
Right.
Uh, New Year's Eve 21. The cooked turkey. The
Mm.
MMA veteran. Jackie. The banana. Still
So
need to print pizza ones.
Mm.
yeah, so the ones you're missing are pretty, I would say, pretty difficult to get, right? Like some of the earlier ones, or like the legendaries are. Well, there's only a
Yeah,
couple
pretty
of those
much.
out there. So
Yeah, there's most of them are almost impossible to get anymore. And then there's still a few. Yeah, I have 3 blueprints I still got to print. Like I sold all my peaches and apples so far. Uh,
Hmm.
so waiting for more drops to print them, and eventually I'll keep them. But with a price,
It's
just gonna
silly
keep
not to say.
them. Yeah, once the price goes down, then I'll stop selling them and keep one for myself.
yeah,
Right on.
I think the price of the apples and whatnot, I think they'll stay up for a while because like there's not a lot of apples. Obviously, people throwing apples in trade shacks or so, but even still, you're not guaranteed an apple every time you do a trade shack.
Mhm.
So I think the supply of apples is still going to be very limited, right? And then you got to make
And
the choice. Do you want to,
there's no more blueprints, so the only
right?
ones that yeah they'll ever be able to print already have them.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
That's got
and
to
the
be pretty
apples,
special for you two to have those.
yeah. Well, the apple is pretty cool looking QB. The peach looks pretty cool as well. So, in fact, even the watermelon, right? They're all cool looking ones. So I do like
Yeah.
that. So, are you planning to make it to the Toronto event if how to say the uh, timing works out well for you?
If I can, I will.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I think end of September we got that. So I know kids are back in school around then, so it'll be difficult, I'm sure, for a couple people to come out. Or hey, the kids are back in school and your schedule opens right up. So
Yeah.
Right, for sure. So,
cool. Well, yeah, thanks for coming on the show tonight.
Mm.
Like I said before, DC is very knowledgeable. So anyone here who's watching live or later, if you got any questions, you can find them on Facebook and Discord. All right,
yeah.
so want to get
So,
into
sorry,
the main show?
can
Oh,
I
yeah.
ask you just another question? So, Facebook, what's the main Facebook one you're moderating? Because I know I'm on a bunch of different Facebook uh, Cubieverse groups, but I don't really know which one's the main one. All right.
I'm not even sure right now.
Okay.
I'll bring it up here.
Okay.
So I think it's just the Cubieverse fan group. I think that. So yeah, let me bring up. I'll share it into Discord
There
when
was
I
one.
find it there.
Uh,
It's the one with Frankie in, I believe, as the shoot Cubieverse fan group. Yeah, that's the one. And
Yeah, was more involved with Facebook and barely involved with Discord. And that was one of the things I competed, going on a podium. I wasn't even in the Hunters Hangout yet.
Right.
So then I started getting more involved with the Discord side of it.
So I don't know the
So how does that work
desktop version.
for you
Oh, go ahead, sir.
with buddy quests in the Facebook? Is that your main source of getting buddy quests? Because I tend to notice, you know, people always asking for within Facebook, hey, does anybody know who this person is? And it seems like it's much more difficult time getting
Yes.
buddy quests.
And I only go through message or private messages in Discord for Buddy Quest. If you don't have a linked one, you're deleted. I'm not going to hunt you down and try to find you. It gets hard to locate that. But yeah, if I get direct message to you whenever it starts, then that's how it goes.
Yeah, I find Facebook a lot is just like a last resort for me. Like I know there were attempts to make a buddy quest group on Facebook, but honestly, I think the mantra's been just pop over to Discord. Because even if you can't find us on the main Discord channel, there's the Community Alliance channel, right? So there's two major groups where you can contact people, all within one app. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, cool. So, can we go on to talk about some of the other things we want to talk about this week?
Yeah. So
Sure.
I know we want to discuss the MMA event and of course the patch that we had this week there.
Yeah. Well, the first
Not
thing I just want to throw up on screen here, since um, I threw it up as the main thumbnail on this one here, and hopefully this will
Oh, right.
work well.
How are we gonna?
So, it's the fact that the top 500s for May and they get the EFT comes up was really cool this month because it looks like, well, first of all, they're all from Canada, so go Team Canada. Um, not everybody here was in at the event, I think, so like even more impressive that they did it. But then the most
Yeah.
impressive thing here is like coordinated with the high roller cubie and then all the RNG dice cubies. That
Yeah,
was
it
cool,
was
right?
pretty cool.
I think that's the best one I've seen so far.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So
That's pretty
it
cool.
it would be kind of cool if going forward, the people that are, you know, racing for the top five in the world or so start when it gets down the end, maybe start talking about, hey, do we want to coordinate this going
Yeah.
forward? So maybe this is a trend going forward where people, hey, how can we do a cool sort of one like this, right? Because
Yeah.
I know we all
So
saw
how
it and
does
said,
the
go
like how
ahead.
does the podium work? Like, do they just take a snapshot of what you were wearing on the last day, or do they ask you what QB you want for the graphic?
At reset, seconds before reset, they take a snapshot. So whatever you were wearing.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I think they would do it like right at reset or just before reset when they figure out who's going to win. They take that snapshot of where you are. Um, but yeah, I thought that was cool. So, anyways, um, so the next one we got here is what do we want to talk about next here? The patch
Sure.
or the um, okay, so let's talk about the patch then.
Yeah.
So, what did you guys think of the patch here?
Yeah, I guess we had all those walking quest issues. I didn't really have any issues with it. I didn't notice, so I think I'm gonna let someone else chime in because there was a lot of negativity around this. So,
I
go ahead.
I definitely benefited from the uh, compensation from the Walking Quest issues than I would have got or what I missed out on. So I
Mhm.
benefited from it for sure. It was nice, but um, yeah, I don't really have much to say about that.
Yeah.
I
Okay,
was
so
happy.
I'll say that I was walking and yeah, like the first little bit, it's um like I didn't really notice or I think I thought something was wrong. It's like, huh, I must have I didn't I didn't I was like I was thinking, did I click on that like level one box? I'm pretty sure I got the level one box, but um
Right.
I was like, because I don't think I would have missed it. And then, a little while later, you get the next couple say, hey, wait, something's off here. But
Yeah.
then I think I was getting like it seemed like I got level five box every day of the issue, but other than that, I wasn't getting a single box, which um,
Hmm.
was a bit of a problem. Um, not, but I had a lot of keys, so that wasn't didn't really impact my game. But I know a bunch of people,
Didn't immediately hurt you,
no,
but still stings a little bit when you complete something and you don't get what you expect, right?
for sure. And then, but hey, all at the end of the day, got all these box of keys come in, so that was cool. I have no idea
Yeah.
how many I lost versus how many I got at the end.
Hmm.
But the fact that they went and they tried to do the compensation,
Yeah.
I think I'm good for it. It's
And the
cool to
adventure
see.
road, like the adventure road points, that
Yeah,
was a swell bonus because for people that don't play that much, just poof, getting 500 points overnight,
Yeah.
that was a pretty good compensation.
Yep.
and did they've obviously sent them out. I didn't really notice that, so um,
Mhm.
but that was good
Yeah.
um, for sure.
Mhm.
Um, so then I guess the other couple minor patches were the uh, minor back end stuff or so, but I did notice with this patch, it seems that my walking goal meter that goes around the uh, adventure road seems to be out of sync with what the actual numbers
Mm.
are now. I don't know if you guys are experiencing similar sort of uh, issues.
Well, to that point, I discovered a hack this week. I can leave my phone on while I work. I do a lot of walking while I work. It's basically back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. I can now prove to my doctor I get enough walking in just at work and don't need to go to the gym because I'm getting walking goal 7. But this is taking me like my whole shift to do it, and I haven't actually tried walking outside of work since the patch,
Right.
but
Okay.
just at work I am able to get walking goal 7. So I don't know um, if it's tracking properly at this point. I did have a funny thing happen though. You know how sometimes you get your box and you go to click on it and it fizzles away? Well, it shot up and I'm like, oh no, I lost it. It was a 10 key goal too. And
Yeah.
then all of a sudden a message popped up and my phone vibrated and the box shot back down to my Cubie and I was able
Oh,
to
nice.
collect it. So I don't
That's
know if that's happened to anyone else or if it was a bug or maybe if that was one of the things they threw in to maybe correct the walking goal issue.
well.
Because I know that's always been a bummer. The box fizzles away. And you're like, oh,
Yeah.
I've noticed that it seems like if you don't get your box right away, that it keeps kind of buzzing for you, or because I've got a couple extra buzzes when I haven't collected it
mm,
right away.
Hmm.
Um, so I don't know if that is, if you guys have noticed that as well.
I've noticed that every time I open a vault, if I didn't collect my key box, it buzzes again and lets me know it's still
Okay.
there. Even if I
Yeah.
click
Oh, that's
out of
good.
your boards and back in, anything I do, I feel that buzz again until I
mm,
collect the box.
Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
So
right on that because I don't give them a chance to delay at all. There, I get them immediately, so I haven't noticed myself. I need
I,
those keys.
yeah, no, I try to click them as fast as possible because, I've had bad experience losing the box in the past, so I'm always want to connect because even if it's like a Wi-Fi or whatever connection, lost in the past. I'm on it, but
That's good to
there
know,
are
though.
cases whereby, as you said, you're collecting you're doing a question, and you can feel it buzzes, it pops up in the back, and as you collect your question, it vibrates again, right? So that's a nice change. I do like that. Um, so, and I also seem like you get while the box is there, there's a piece of mail pops up for a second, like, oh, you've got mail, and it goes away when the box is gone. So, um,
Yeah, I saw that too. That's
so
true.
we shall see. But I think that's a good change. I really like that. If that so, um, obviously for rapidly collecting boxes, it's not there, but it's a nice little thing. So um, I don't know if you've got your screen locked there, Lionheart, or what. Maybe that might be the reason.
Feedback,
I'm
feedback.
actually just trolling Vinyl. She said
Well,
turn it sideways, and I've done it before, and it just doesn't work. So then I was like, yeah, I'm not changing it back.
I almost
So
twisted mine to be the opposite direction of yours to right
yeah,
side.
I don't know how DZ got his to work because it auto
Yeah, I
adjusted. But yeah,
saw it.
it is just a mobile thing. We're still trying to figure it out. So
So,
we'll get there. As long as we can hear everyone's
oh,
voice,
hey,
that's
look,
what we're doing.
Did mine work?
Magic's Dragons work.
It worked. Oh
I
man.
turned on screen rotation before I turned my phone.
Oh, let's try that there. Let's get through this. Maybe Minnow chirping us is a good thing. That's
Yeah,
why he's here.
that's always a good thing. There you go.
Hey, look at that.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Let's give it a few seconds here to see if that
19
works.
weeks later, and we got it.
And yet you turned yours back. So hey.
All right. And
Hmm.
we're gonna go for the final flip. See if it works for. Yes, there we go. Lionheart. Good. I don't need to buy a crystal cam anymore.
Okay.
Okay. Awesome. Okay. Well, thanks to Minnow, the tech expert.
Yeah.
Right on. Um, and then I guess the other things with the patch, of course, is they've got the new login system. Um,
Yeah.
and then they put out the quiz, not the quiz, yeah, the survey on that.
Mhm.
I don't know if you guys have done your survey at all yet.
I
Um,
did.
I have.
okay.
I,
Survey's open for a while. I think we get the box kind of at the end of the survey. So yeah. Anyways, I logged in, like I connected the survey because if I don't do it right away, I'm going to forget and not do it. So I
Same here.
signed into I
mhm.
saw and I had to log into the survey. So I hadn't seen the changes to the games login yet. So I thought this is really weird. There's a survey is about how I logged into the survey.
Yeah.
Well, actually, both. Like, I liked both ways for logging in, both to the survey and to the game. It just seems a little bit cleaner. I like that I'm typing in my birthday as sort of like a two-factor authentication, and then having it sent to the email like before, or with new hunters where you can send it to your Google account. If you are a veteran player, though, just be warned if you try to log in through Google, I think it's going to try and create a new account on you. I had heard some chatter in our local Discord that someone else was experiencing that, or maybe not in local Discord. It might have been in main server.
Is that going to do that if you've already got like if your email that you're using is a Google email or oh, that could be a problem.
Ooh, that I don't know. That's tricky because I haven't tried choosing the Google login, and I do have a Google email that I signed up for Cubieverse with. Cool. But yeah, chat, if you guys have tried logging into the game, just let us know what you think or fill out the survey. You do get 2 boxes for it.
So definitely.
Yeah, do
Cool.
that. Of course, I forgot about it, and I'm glad you reminded me.
That's why we do it right away, because If you don't, it's gone.
Yeah, I think you've
When
still
when
got.
does it close?
Uh, I think it's still got a couple weeks on it. So
Yeah, it
Okay.
was a while. I did notice that.
Yeah.
And that's why, oh, I got time.
yeah, I think like they should have probably waited a bit to put that survey out because, as I said, like I heard about it, I did it, and I didn't even realize it was related to the patch, so I hadn't actually experienced that. So, as I said, I filled out my survey as if they were wanting me to question how it was like logging in the survey. So, I think my answers probably would have been the same regardless, because I felt it was painless, but we shall see.
Right.
Hmm.
Yeah. Awesome. And then, okay, so that's that. Obviously, we were planning on doing Hunter's Lodge tonight. That was the original plan, but the Hunter's Lodge got delayed for about 6 weeks or so to, was it
Yeah.
July 18th or 21st or something like that now? Um, so that's that wasn't fun. Um, any thoughts in regards to the delay? Because obviously they're not
So
announcing
they
stuff, and they're clearly
announced
not
the delay live.
right.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with that. I am totally okay with putting it off till all I's are dotted and T's are crossed.
Yeah.
Let's,
It's
you know,
it's a lot easier stomaching a delay than you know,
a
showing up
nine?
to a hunter's lodge
Yeah.
and wanting to hear about it.
Yeah.
And, we're not talking about it and we don't even really want to address it, right? So
Yeah.
I think this is a good approach. Like, I appreciate that they're doing the best they can and they want to make sure that it's a smooth launch, as smooth as possible. So, yeah, dot your I's, cross your T's.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I
Yeah.
imagine like this is pretty big too. Like they're introducing a totally new mechanism to the game. Like it's consumables, right? So these are
Right.
player specific mechanisms. It's not like they just push a button and all of a sudden an event goes live. This is like you actually have to go up to a structure, engage with it, deposit some QB
Yeah.
coins. You either get an item kicked out that you get to take with you, or you consume it right there and it probably kicks on a buff which affects you for a time period most likely. So that's a lot of moving pieces. And you saw how things were with reset timers, with trade shacks and having them individual specific. Eventually just got to a
Yeah.
point where they switched it over to resetting on specific days. So yeah, I feel for them, and they're probably feeling it on their end that they want to get Tim Hortons out or get the coffee shop out, and they haven't yet, so they don't need any more pressure. Just let them do their thing. That's my opinion, at least.
Yeah. Good opinion.
Hmm.
And I agree. I mean, you don't want to feel pressure to push something out or say stuff when it's not ready and generate um, more disappointment or negative commentary towards the game. So pushing it back is not a bad strategy. Hopefully, they resolve some things or get things addressed and are able to move the next Hunter's Lodge forward again if you know things happen. So fingers crossed. In the meantime, we've got uh, the end of this month we're gonna have the Canada Day event coming up again. U.S. Holiday, whatever USA Day comes
Hmm.
up. I hope that they'll have different cubies this time around. Not the Mountie and the 4th of July again. I'd like to see
Yeah.
different ones because that would make the existing blueprints and everything else more valuable. Um,
Hmm.
but we shall see.
Thought
So
it's all the same cubies this year.
yeah,
And no changes to Canada Day or 4th of July.
Okay.
that's
But
unfortunate.
it's a good idea there, Atrocities. Like just even having something like a common QB, or maybe releasing an epic QB. Like what about like a little a maple syrup QB or a maple leaf QB or um, like Maple Leafs or something, like Toronto Maple Leafs. I don't know.
Yeah.
but yeah, something that could again be country specific and then freshen up the event. Like I like having it every single year, but yeah, just another opportunity to collect resources for one QB. It gets a little dull after a couple
Well,
repeats.
But
well,
it's
if it's the
also
same,
fair to new players too, right? So, but
Hmm.
then, like Chauncey said, the value of the old blueprints goes up if you change them every year. So
Right.
it's kind
it's
of
kind of like the New Year's Eve
like,
QB, right? Whereby it's a different New Year's Eve QB every year, so the original ones and whatnot become more valuable. Um, and personally, I hate it when they re-release blueprints that I already have. Um, I would like them
sure,
to really release blueprints that I don't have, but that doesn't seem to happen. You know, so those aren't coming back. But I would like to see, you know, maybe they change the maple leaf, so the Canada Day one into a maple leaf, and the USA one into an eagle or something like that. That would be kind of cool,
Hmm.
even if they're using the same resources or something like that.
right?
You know,
Right.
because otherwise,
Yeah,
I'm going to say the event's going to be like, eh, yeah,
The idea
business
they
friendly.
did with the Santa QB, they updated the QB but kept the blueprint. So like all the Canada Day ones that are out there now, they're a one and done. And
Yes,
then you updated new one that would come out every so often.
yeah,
yeah,
Right.
yeah, right.
Instead of, yeah, you don't have the blueprint that still prints the old QB. It kind of gets updated to a new one.
Like what they
Best,
did with the Santa QB.
Yeah, with what they did with the
right.
yeah,
Santa idea that they did,
Oh, okay.
and give it an update every so often, every couple years. So
Yeah.
you have a new QB, and that other QB now gets more valuable because there's a finite amount.
Yeah, that's
right.
pretty cool.
Yeah, I like
Good
that.
approach.
I like
Hmm.
that for
What you're
sure.
saying is print a whole bunch of the old ones right now and just stock them.
Yes.
Okay,
That's
gotcha.
right. Mhm.
For sure. Related to that, of course, the MMA event is coming back. Um,
Hmm.
I think they
Yeah, I
they had
saw
said this
Hawk was.
before UFC 303, which is on June 29th.
Mhm. Now, I don't follow USC. I heard something about main card being canceled. I don't want to start any rumors. It's just something I heard. So I don't know anything about that or how that works if an event is canceled.
I'm not sure why they would cancel the main card, or they might
I don't know.
cancel um, a fight on the main card and replace it with somebody else. Because
Maybe that's what I heard or something along that. Like I said, I don't watch UFC.
yeah, so
Okay.
um, so what's your thoughts on it coming back? Um, Obviously, if you've already got the blueprints and you've got the blue and the red QB, then there's less pressure to go out and collect the resources. Um,
Yes.
if
But
you've
it's still
started,
MMA veteran.
sorry, I
Hmm.
missed that.
The MMA veteran QB, the
Yes.
top 10. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, still got to try to get that. There's only 10 out there so far. That's one of the QBs I don't have.
Yeah, and that is
So
the part that I would definitely excited to participate in and try and
Right.
get that QB, right? So
Hmm.
I'm glad that's coming back from that perspective. But
So the whole collecting resources I'm not worried about. It's just the actual watch party and picking the colors.
mhm,
yeah,
Right.
right. Yeah.
and for this one, what they do? They
Banner just a streak,
the streak mechanism.
yeah,
I think which I
which is
think is
pretty cool.
yeah,
So
that
of
is
course, like anyone who scores correctly for each fight is going to be tied for first, but the streaking adds another mechanism to it to hopefully try and balance out the mass tying, right? That
Yeah.
happened where
yeah,
we had what like 30 people that scored in one tier and then like another however many that scored in the final tier. So
Yeah,
yeah,
it was
hopefully that streaking
21.
cuts that.
21 were tied for the top 10.
yeah.
Right.
So that's you know makes it harder. It's gonna get harder. It's cool. Like
Mhm.
it's a cool event. I really liked it watching the MMA kind of participating in that. That was really neat last time around. Um, so I'm glad it's coming back. I was kind of hoping maybe they'd have different QBs or whatever, or alternate red and blue QBs for the new event, but not
Mhm.
the case. But whatever. But I
Yeah,
do like
because
how
to
the
that note, like if they had multiple QBs, you could even like bet on this. Like if you had one style of QB that could represent like a technical knockout, a different style of QB could represent like a chokeout or whatever, right? Like the different ways that you could lose out. And in that way, you could maybe just do a generic bet on red or blue would win and that would only get you so many points, but then just like in real life betting you could narrow in and possibly get more points if you were able to precisely guess how the fight was going to end with a correlating QB.
oh, well, that's a good idea, right? Which helps
Mm-hmm.
relieve the number of description or ties. I think the other thing too that to reduce number of ties is they're doing the pre the prelim card as well, so they've added more
Yeah.
fights to it. So
Ooh, I
um,
didn't catch that part. That's cool.
yeah, because I think there were like 5 fights last time,
Yeah.
and now there's at least 7 because it's a 7 fight streak, but I think there might be um, another 5 prelim fights, or is it or so?
I think
So
I haven't looked at all, but I think that's right.
yeah, so there's more fights. So that's cool. So that's coming up the end of the month. Um, so announce that. That was kind of neat. Um, so yeah, so I think that's kind of all that's kind of come up in the Cubieverse in the last week or so from a news perspective. Um, oh hey, just checking my thing here. I just won a gingerbread cubie. So
What?
Yay!
That's
I'm
cool.
I'm moving up. I'm moving up the QB collector ranks. Um,
Right on.
not nowhere near challenging you, DZ. So, um,
Yeah.
but I got one, so I'm
I
happy with that.
gotta. I think you still got a ways to go to touch me in our X-wings in your local, because I'm usually battling it out with her. I think she's at 63 and I'm at 64 right now.
Haha, yeah, I got a little way to go with you guys. So I am missing a few. One less though, one less. So
Yeah.
awesome.
But I think I'm gonna try and collect some more blueprints and do a run later on in the year. Because I've noticed that just even hitting the 7 walking goals, I'm at like 27 in my local Discord, and I'm still not hunting both resets. So with
Right.
having a lot of time, I think I'm gonna be hopping on the bus a lot during those days and filling filling my time climbing the leaderboard.
Nice. So DZ, how's the local community in Pittsburgh there for you guys? You got lots of trade shacks and
It's
active
almost
Discord?
non-existent.
No?
Oh,
Are you the community?
Yeah, I am the community pretty much anymore.
Yeah,
I got there's 11 trade shacks total built.
that's good.
We do have of a sushi. There's 2 sushis and a pizza shop right now.
Nice.
not horrible.
That's yeah. We've got. I don't have a pizza shop anywhere around here, so um, that's pretty good. Is that your pizza shop?
That is not mine yet.
Okay.
Mine's I think I might be able to cut the ribbon tomorrow.
Oh,
Okay.
Okay.
nice.
So we'll
So
have
how's
2.
the density? Like, how's the density on those 11 trade checks and everything that, or like, do you need to spread out amongst the city when you go out?
Not too bad. There's 7 trade shacks in one area. Very close, tight together. 2 are across the river, and then the other 2 are over across town. But Pittsburgh's pretty small overall, so like you can get to anything pretty fast without traffic. So
Oh.
it's not
That's
that.
good then.
Yeah, I always thought Pittsburgh was a bigger bigger city, but
We're big metro. Our
okay.
city's 100,000. Our
Oh,
metro's 2.4 million.
oh,
Okay.
okay, that makes sense then, for sure. So there should be lots of opportunities to grow your local community then.
Yeah, it could keep spread. People get back into it and start playing. There is areas. There's room to be built up.
Yeah. So like at Christmas, did you struggle then without a lot of players getting
Not
Christmas
at
trees
all.
and
So my son and my daughter-in-law, they very casual, but that's the
okay.
one they like. So we had, I think, 4 epic trees, like 15 rares, like 20 commons from
Oh,
like day
good.
one.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Okay.
Huh.
Yeah, that is a great event. I really do like the Christmas tree, and I think it
Yeah.
does bring between that and Halloween, I think it does bring a lot of casual players that become more active
Yeah.
or so
They should
perhaps
bring
on
the
those.
sacrifice into all the events.
Sorry, I missed the
I think the sacrifice aspect of Halloween, bring that into Christmas.
sacrifice Mrs.
And
Claus,
make what
Sacrifice all
is
the year,
right?
get
yeah,
like
what is
epic
that
people.
movie? The Nightmare Before Christmas? That'd
Yep.
be a nice little mashup event,
Yeah, it
actually.
would be. It would be fantastic.
Right?
He's sacrificing Rudolph and the snowman. So just get a glass of water. But,
That's funny.
right on. So
Well,
DZ, I think you were one of the first ones to get the nail gun Kelly Cubie. Like, were you in that first batch, or did it take you a month or two to get it?
I got the second batch.
The
I
second
did it.
batch. And would you be able to tell us how you did it? Because I think there's quite a story behind it, isn't
Mine was mostly resin dumps. So I took a little road trip and hit 5 cranes. And then that was also the month, I believe, my trade shacks, my vending machine. Like there was a couple other structures that got finished up, but it was
it?
mostly dumped resin.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's 5 million resin takes quite a bit. So I remember you were asking around, and I was able to help out a little bit with some of that resin. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, 5 million, that's quite a chunk. So are you feeling the recent resin burn that everyone else is going through?
It's definitely tight. That's why some of the structures aren't finished around here yet.
Mm, right on. Yeah. Yeah, again, I
No,
still chuckle at how much we thought we had too much resin, and now there's just not enough, and people are praying for resin trees. So how the game changes, just from half a year to another half a year.
yeah, my green vaults aren't leveled up. It's probably going to be a long time before they are.
Right. Now, do you know if there's much of a difference for leveling up green and blue vaults? Like, do they pay out a considerable amount more between level 1 and 10?
I don't believe it's considerable. It's more almost not noticeable. I
Hmm.
think it's
Yeah,
some, but
I
So
think
this is
it's
one of these things where I've been wondering, like, if it's worth it to dump all that resin in to level it up, and if you're not
I think it's
going
a
to upgrade the structure.
1% payout increase per level. And it's also 1%
Mm.
increase per level of the QB, right? So if you got a level 10 Blue Vault and a level 10 QB on it, it'll pay you 20% more than is if
Oh.
it was just unleveled with a level 1. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so, 20%. Now, 20% on a white vault doesn't make a lot of difference, but if
Right.
you're
No.
in hunter mode on a green, that could be a significant
Yeah.
significant increase. But once
Yeah.
again, that payout goes to anybody that's using that vault. So what's your advantage as the owner to invest all that resources so that
Right.
the your customers get a little bit more, right? There's no, and it's the same thing with some of these other other structures like, you know, trade shacks. I want to have access to them. I want a lot around, but is it my best investment of resources in the game? Mm, Probably not, because I don't really get much more out of owning the trade shack than I do for um, just than anybody that's just using the trade shack. So
Yeah,
Mhm.
the only exception to that is the vending machine, whereby with the vending machine, not only do you get the keys, but um, you get 5% of the value of the Cubicoin that goes into that. So,
yeah, from other people using them, so there is a benefit.
all right.
Now, does anybody know with like the dominoes, do we get a kickback if somebody cashes in QB coins for the export for that?
I would hope that you do because you get a kickback on the export from the vending machine.
Yeah.
It's just we
Yeah.
don't have exports here. All the hosts on the show are Canadian, and you don't have any experience with Domino's yet, or know
No,
anyone that does.
no.
I would say if they're working with the same game mechanic idea, you're putting in a key and you're putting in Cubicoin, that you would get the kickback on that,
Sure.
which makes those worthwhile.
The
Right?
5% on each, yeah.
5%.
Because I
Yeah, I don't,
think that was like one of the sells, wasn't it? That you get like one of the reasons why you would spend money on getting a structure is that you'd get that kickback.
yeah.
Right.
I haven't heard anybody talk about getting their like a kickback from that yet.
Hmm,
I don't think it's discussed.
yeah.
In the case
Well,
of
how many?
the vending machine, like if one person uses it, you get like
Oh,
in the US you get 500 Cubicoin for every time someone uses it. We get 450 here. So
Mm-hmm.
every Friday I can go and I can check and say, okay, I got 900 Cubicoin, so two people use my vending machine. Um, so in case of the domino structure, if you've got the domino structure up, I'd like to think you would uh, the first Friday, because I assume you're going to use it right away, that it's an operation you'll know for a fact. So I don't know if anybody in the chat has a Domino's machine up and can validate that or not.
that'd be interesting to know.
Even if there's a Domino's in my area, I probably will still get crystal keys every week.
Yeah.
And there's as long as there's stuff to keep building, I'll keep building.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I guess it's all a matter of perspective. Like for you, like you said, you're one of the few players there, and if you're not going to use Domino's, you're not going to build it. Where here, I would use Tim Hortons, and it is like a point of advertisement for building up my area, right? But again, if you don't have people that are frothing at the bit for Domino's, it may not be, in your strategy book, right? So I
Hey,
totally get why you'd be focusing on other building and getting your crystal keys instead of building an export structure.
yeah, but at the same time, to me, uh, pizza earned from playing a game is better than pizza earned by money from my pocket.
Right.
So you may not be
Exactly.
chomping at the bit for Domino's, but it's free pizza.
True.
Free pizza,
Exactly.
right? So
And free pizza tastes the best.
yes,
That's
right.
right. Especially when your employer's telling you how much you matter with free pizza.
Right.
Yeah.
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 Just show me the money.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
cool. Well, I guess we got 5 minutes left. Is there anything else you'd like to add there, DZ?
Not much.
No. It's been good
Well,
having
then
you on.
it's
I think
time for our favorite segment.
yeah. Oh, no, I'm not cutting out yet. Let's just giving some more space there to talk. But yeah, I guess we'll queue up our Buddy Quest shout out. We are going to do this for a couple weeks back to back. We had 10 codes to give away. We gave away 2 last show. So right now we're going through all the old entries, and we do have a spreadsheet made out. So in the last week, we did the first 6 entries we had into the spreadsheet with Piers, Coley, Gia, Cryptocornucopia, Little Lokita, and JKA92. JKA92 was the winner last week, who nominated me, our porter, for putting up with food poisoning that week. So cool. This week, I think Atrocities will bring up, or he's going to bring up the wheel spin. But we had the Brizzle recommending Makatiki. We had D Sub recommending Smooshy. G Bone representing Pompeyfoot. Ray L pointing out Ziggy G. And 11 was Gummy Delano recommending Totoro. And 12 was Makatiki with Trugoy. So what we're going to do is we got a spinner made up for items 7 through 12, because last week we did 1 through 6. So we'll see who's the winner there. And then thanks to Atrocities, he's got this wheel spin thing down pretty tight now. So we like to introduce these a bit more on the show. And yeah, there's the spreadsheet I'm talking about. So we're going to do
Spreadsheet.
items 1
See that?
or yeah. So do 7 through 12 this week. And these were all the original entries. Make sure you get your entries into BQ Shoutout on Twitter. We've been discussing other ways to have entries, so just bear with us. We know some people want to get onto Facebook. There's been some talk about getting onto YouTube. So we'll sort those out, and once we go through all the past entries here, we'll get something brand new, shiny for everyone.
Okay, so you guys can see the wheel.
No, we can just see the
Yep, now the wheel.
spreadsheet. Yep, there's
Okay.
the wheel.
All right, a little bit of lag. So I've got 7 through 12 in here. Just so you know, I'm gonna hit the shuffle, so they all shuffle around a couple times. How many more times do you want me to hit the shuffle? Just,
I think that's
just to make
good.
sure
We
it's
got-
random. Okay. All right, so it's random, and we are off. The winner is number, I think it's 12.
Well, I'm just waiting for the delay here.
12. It should be on your screen. You guys should be seeing it on your screen.
Yeah. We can't see it on. I can't see it on Discord on my
I
end. I'm
can't
just
get on
watching
Discord.
the delay here. So yeah, I see it on YouTube popping up now. So yeah, 12 is the winner. So that
So
would
I got
be Makatiki.
Makatiki and Trugo.
Yeah, True Boy or something like that. Sorry
Yeah.
for butchering the name there. And yeah, if you are able to click on that, that'll bring up. Oh my goodness, that was the first buddy quest with Ace.
Hey.
That's pretty cool, Makatiki. That's an awesome buddy quest shout out to be winning. So yeah, if you just click on the Twitter link there.
Oh, hey, look at that. And Twitter wants me to join. Okay.
Okay, so whichever, I'll tweet that out. It's awesome. It's a pretty cool picture there with the yellow dragon and the ace. Yeah, that's it right there. So that was Makatiki's first buddy quest with the ace cubie. That's pretty cool.
Oh, nice.
That's pretty cool. So that's a legendary QB for new players who don't know. That is the only ace QB in the game. So unless you can shake Makatiki down, you're not getting it. It's pretty cool QB.
Awesome. And we still don't know
Okay, so
what goes into making that, do we? The recipe
well,
for
I
the
think
ace?
it's. Oh right, it is a blueprint, isn't it? Yeah. So there's only
Yeah.
one blueprint. You can make more of the QBs.
He is going to
Yeah.
be putting in the auction house soon.
Oh.
No.
Oh.
They give a teaser of that board.
Oh boy.
Oh, DZ.
Hey.
So I guess there's going to be an ace popping up pretty soon in the auction house. I can't bid on it. I think I got like 20,000 QB coins. Probably going to be closer to what, a few million? What are your thoughts on that? What do you think it'll sell for,
I
DZ?
bid 21,000 on it.
Give or take 2,
Yeah.
at least 2
2
million.
Yeah. 2 million. Wow. One day I will stop spending every QB coin I have.
Yeah. Ace QB, $2,000 worth of pizza. Ace QB.
Right?
I'll take the ace for now.
We don't have pizza here yet, though, so you
No,
might
I
be
know.
talking Tim's at some point. But anyways,
No.
Yeah, so thanks, DZ, for coming on. I don't have anything else I want to
Thank you.
discuss. If anybody else wants to talk about
I'm
anything,
good.
anything in the chat,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah, I
Okay.
haven't seen anything. I think there was some other comments from Hoth going back. I think he wanted to see some cubies for hockey playoffs. I can vouch for that. That's probably be some pretty cool cubies. And Channers was saying something too about Lucky Cat cubies, like for CNY trade shacks. And Shady Dealer cubies would be cool to get. So
Yeah, well, I think Shady Dealer isn't a blueprint. The it's only a
just a
reward for
cubie.
completing the Vegas quest. So you only get one. You just can't do it again. So
No, the shady dealer was the one who traded jokers for cards.
yeah, so you can't.
He's not. Yeah, he's not
Mm.
even. Nobody owns him. He's just a character in game.
Oh, okay, so he's just like an NPC that you can't really get, like the Marlov or the Wiki QB.
There's a certain time of day he shows up every day, and you can make a trade with him to get the cards you're missing to complete the quest.
Mhm. So, and then one other thing I saw from Channers, which I responded to, leveled up GUVs, Govs, might make a difference in Gov quests one day. Like, we've seen the Witch show up in the Halloween quest, and we've
Yep.
got all these leveling mechanics, and I can't imagine that leveling would just simply be for like a minor percentage at something. There's got to be some other reason why they're doing this. And I would imagine something like what Channers has suggested would start showing up in gameplay. Like, I would want to see it. Like, I want to see more game mechanics pop up.
Yeah, and I'm sure they will. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Like the
Because then
Zodiac
that would also
and
push
other
you.
things.
Yeah. Like, push you to level up your gov, where it's like if you got into an event, it's like, oh, well, you can only do this little side quest if you have a level 5 or higher gov. And then you'd be like, oh, I need to level my gov for next event, right? So cool stuff.
For sure. All right.
All
Well,
right. Well, I'm
excellent.
done ranting.
Okay. Well, thanks everybody for joining us tonight. DZ, thank you for coming
Mhm.
on. Hopefully we can get you back sometime in the future. Uh, if you want, feel free, let us know. Um, that's all for me. As we say, please like, subscribe, and do all the other YouTube stuff. Comment below. Helps out. And yeah, that's great. Thanks for me.
Cool. Thanks, everyone.
Peace.
All right, that's it.